In an earlier video, I talked about the quality of presence. Presence is powerful, and it's a prerequisite to your spiritual power. It's a prerequisite for being able to use the power of intention. Now, most people aren't very present, and their energy of presence is very scattered and weak. And it's not necessarily getting any better with smartphones and everything and the internet. But the thing is about presence, one reason that we avoid it, and one thing that makes it really impossible to fully develop, is when we are in various states of emotional avoidance. So, being present requires emotional presence. And what I mean by that is that when you develop the power of your own presence, you will find that as you drop the distractions and become more present in your body, in the moment, you will notice that anything that you've been blocking on an emotional level or mental level is going to come up and distract you. So I'm always harping on the need to clear our emotional avoidance. There are so many things that we have trapped inside ourselves on an emotional level that really feel horrible. And it's really understandable that people do not want to feel these things. And especially when people don't realize that healing these things is even possible. You know, a lot of people think that people just are a certain way. They're born that way. It's genetics. And I'm not saying that level doesn't exist. Some people might be born with more sadness, with more liveliness, whatever. You know, I'm not going to solve the nature versus nurture debate. But the thing is, a lot of it, we can't do anything about the nature. We can't necessarily change the DNA. But what we can do is align with it and clear everything out that's in the way of our talents, in the way of our intuition, in the way of our creative genius. In order to do that, we really have to break through the emotional avoidance level. In order to do that, once we break through the emotional level, that emotional avoidance level, then we can be more and more present. You know, it's like if you want to manifest something. And on channel 1, right, the conscious mind, the part that you're aware of, you say, I am wealthy, I have $1 million, whatever. But on all these lower channels, channel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, you have these programs running in the background saying, I'm not good enough. If I manifest $1 million, everybody's going to be bothering me for money. So you have this fear avoidance thing going on. You're barely aware of it. A little flicker of thought comes up because you're not that present, because you spend your life distracted. You don't really delve into these things that pop up. So what happens is that you think, well, this manifestation thing really doesn't work at all. But what it is that channel 1, your conscious mind, is a tiny fraction of your overall energy. And so when you're not focusing and don't even have the ability to focus in a way on these other channels, on the energy of your body, the energy of your unexpressed emotion, the fears that are trapped inside, the false beliefs, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, I'm not good with money, I'm not good in relationships, I'm weird, whatever the hell is running in the background. The thing is, most of these things that are running in the background like that are things that we just kind of swat away immediately when they come up. Or we try to override them with new beliefs. If we think I'm not good enough, then another part of our brain comes up and says, I am good enough. And then maybe we do an affirmation, I'm good enough, whatever. But the thing is, deep down at your core, you have shame from, wetting the bed when you were 2 stuck in there. Now, it's not that you have to go back to every little moment of life, but you do have to ideally go back and diffuse every emotional time bomb that's sitting in your system. And so, in order to manifest, in order to create the reality that you want, in order to be spiritually awake, we have to cultivate this energy of presence. And in order to cultivate the energy of presence, we have to go after all of these repressed little emotional time bombs. And then we can start creating. And it's a process, because as we create a new thing, as we kind of launch ourselves into a higher octave of our own reality, then we will find other things coming up that are even deeper and smaller, maybe smaller issues in a way, but almost more fundamental. So it's an ongoing process, and we're never fully done. Sorry about that. But it kind of doesn't matter, to a certain degree. Like you could say, if you wash your car, you'll never get it clean. You'll never get it absolutely clean. You could keep washing the car for years. You're never going to get every speck of dust off of it. But at a certain point, it's clean. Okay, we're going to allow a couple thousand specks of dust to remain and still call it clean. And that's the same with all of us. We're never going to be perfect. We're never going to remove all the spots of dust. But, it's a really big difference to be totally caked in mud and have microscopic specks of dust on us. The whole key is that we need to have access to all of ourselves. And if we're avoiding any part of ourself, then that avoidance becomes part of the manifestation. So emotional avoidance needs to be overcome so that the emotions can be healed, so that they do not pollute our intention for what we want to manifest. Hope you benefited from these words, and if you want more of what I have to say, please subscribe to the channel or go to my website, andysway.com. Thank you so much. Bye.